That's all. It's just a little in between.
Yeah.
For like in between and then the other things. And then, okay, so I'm gonna go turn the back cap straight off and on. Go eat.
Hello, friends. We're still on standby, but we're going to be starting Group C momentarily. All right,
Kindly
folks.
reminder, no drinks at the cab during tournament. Thank you.
We've called teams to cabs. We'll be getting this cooking in just a moment here. On cab 1, we'll be having free agent team versus House of the Bee. And then on cab 2, we'll have Hugh Jass versus Stone DB. And so if you're following any of those teams, make sure you're on the respective stream. I'm not sure which one will be starting first. I'll try to stick with whichever match gets off the ground first. Hey, good to see you, John. What you're seeing on stream right now is cab 2. I have a feeling cab 1 is going to start first. Well, I'm not really sure. Joel's not present right now, so I won't ask him about the Chiefs. I'm gonna swap over to cab 1 just so you can get a little bit of well, we're already on this cab 2 player lore. For what it's worth, huge ass. If you don't know who's on that team, which you might not, looking at this roster, we've got Soren, Andy, David would be our Chicago player, presumably, Joel, and Nick M, who might be our blank player. Not to be confused with Nick Mikros on Gold Team. Joined by Alice, Amanda, Jason, and Kunal. Since they're starting their warm-up first, we're going to stick with cab 2 for this initial match. On blue, you have Andy queening versus Amanda, who appears to be queening for gold. Thanks, folks, for joining us on these this group's Saturday. Abbreviated pleasantly, I think. Just one round of groups for each team. Lets you get outside more and enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Also gets us out of Glitch Bar before they start to get a little more packed, which I am grateful for. If you haven't been to this venue, you must come at the next opportunity. This is a fantastic venue, one that made me consider whether I would like to work at an arcade in the first place, and now I do. There's a lot of passion in Glitch Bar here, and a lot of people too, resonating with that passion. So it looks like on blue team, on stripes, you've got Nick. David will be on abs, Andy queening, Soren on skulls, and then we've got Joel on checks, for those who can't see the fringes of the cabinet. A good collapse down to right. It does secure their speed form, but they lose almost everything else and a queen life. They can probably stabilize the map if Gold gets abs up right now, but they're kind of struggling to coordinate getting abs where they need to form. They trade abs' speed worker for a warrior kill, and it buys them a little bit of time, but things are looking a little tough for Gold right now. They find their height on the map and enough gates to do what they need to do, but the movements are a little bit goofy. Gold Skulls, Kunal doing what they can to try to stay alive, be influential, create some space for Amanda to work. But being so high on the map has allowed, while they're rebuilding, has allowed Blue to push this snail into fortress territory. You got to have someone babysitting it now. Good job by Andy being influential in her team's snail finish. Some could argue it could be a little premature since we could be, tagging mid-gate, denying any more formations there, tagging left speed perhaps. But after that, this boa constrictor starts to get really tight. And Andy is exactly the right place to close in on it just like that. There's map 1 for you. This group stage has a really neat map format. The rounds of group stage, there's only 3 maps per matchup, per set. And you rotate through which 3 maps you'll be playing. So in this first round, you'll see day, night, and then dusk. And then in the second round, you'll be seeing night, dusk, and twilight, and so on. Here we are on the night map. I'm curious to see, there's usually a bit more opening expression in night, and we do see some workers doing things differently, as well as the queens. Bit of a mismatch with one low, one high. I don't think any of the workers were actually picked off in the open, so good for them, and maybe a slight advantage for Gold here, who were able to form and get a little bit more central map control. Way to run down Gold Abs there. The Blue Warriors did a good job of making sure Gold Abs Speed Worker wasn't able to form. And with Andy's initial priority and current priority on speed control, they appear to mean to keep Gold in slow jail, proverbial slow jail. Yes, you may get to form, but you will not form a Speed Warrior. That was a tough place for Amanda to challenge with those Blue Warriors coming over and controlling rope. And she does get punished for it. Well done by the Blue squad. Narrow escape from Gold Stripes here, and a good stable lip in and run through by Amanda. When that tech's there, you get to kind of assert your will, and sometimes you'll pick up some free kills just by playing that higher tempo in the other queen's face. These blueberries are very dominant, though I think Gold has had its moments of appearing to control the map. They've been unable to control Blue's very assertive objective, finishing right now. Amanda has a hell of a profile picture. On to map 3, which will of course be dusk. As you can see on cab 1, we've got this little ticker in the bottom. Super cool. But trying to describe the game state of cab 1 right now, in which they are already on dusk with a snail lead for gold. Let's talk about this dusk map, though. It appears like we're going to have, no, they were just kind of feigning it, a slightly asymmetric queen open. One low, one high mid. Very interesting. I haven't seen a high mid in a while. I guess it does try to deny the initial top berry runs, but they still get one in, so good on for gold there. And they have stymied, might be the right word. They've somewhat thwarted an initial snail push by blue, or at least gotten a queen kill in the area. So Amanda and the team will appreciate that slight advantage that they've clawed out for themselves in this dusk map. I gotta say, Amanda's got some really good wing gate routing. If you look at gate control time, she's definitely going to be in the lead here, especially when it comes to wing gates. Her team is able to form more or less as long as they don't get like, as long as they're not at a huge military deficit, they've been able to reform. Talking about huge military deficits, they're down to their last slow warrior in gold stripes. I think that's Nick Mikros trying to hold it down for the team while they rebuild, run some berries, slow down that snail, but Nick is bested by Blue Abs. That's Dave Garzon from Chicago, who has done a great job escorting this snail and making a convincing push that now Amanda has to answer. 3 worker picks by Andy sends most of Gold Team back to their hive. You see this mess of workers that Amanda gets to work with, and she actually is able to form one and pick a warrior. Now is the time to return to that snail. Her team has bought her enough time to make that play, and now they are taking the inches back. Well done, just in the nick of time, Gold Team. Another formation would be nice, since that's a lot on the shoulders of Gold Skull's Kunal right now, but they are making it work. They are defending this snail. Amanda loses a life here, and now we've lost Kunal. Things are once again desperate, and Amanda might have to park it down here with this snail, take a little bit of time back before she's able to tag a gate. And that was a little bit too early before she didn't quite have the snail spacing to go do a gate tag and try to get a formation back out. How far can you push that snail with that little platform as a queen? Probably to the end of the platform before it gets to speed gate. And you got to hope that that's enough time to coordinate a meetup with your teammate at a side gate, preferably. Unable to do it that time, but excited to see more from them in the future. Congratulations, Blue Squad. Hugh Jass. Ever so clever with the names. In the name of equity, let's go hop over to Cab 1 here, where we will have Nerd Cluster versus Spoilers. I'll bring out my little team sheet. I can see some of the players right now. Nerd Cluster consists of Ian, Jay, Jay Sisk, I think is his name, or what he has gone by. Sean, Griner, and Katie. And this has got some really cool players on it. Very dynamic players. I've had the pleasure of getting to play with Andrew Griner several times, and man, what a fun teammate. Spoilers is comprised of Seb, JP, Showtime, Levy, and Scoops. Notably, a full Florida squad. The hometown heroes, if you will. What's up, Jackal? Trying to mute for the PA announcements. If you're just joining us, welcome. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching Group C of Hive City Classic 5. Coming to you live from Glitch Bar in Fort Lauderdale. My name's JC. I play in Cincinnati. And I'm delighted to be escaping the chilly Midwest weather for this much more pleasant Florida climate. On the gold squad, it looks like we have Seb queening. And on the blue squad, it'll be Ian working the queen stick. This is likely a warm-up since we are still in our first-ish round of groups. Bit hard to tell from the monitor, but I think we've got scoops on gold stripes. I believe it's Levy on gold abs. Like I said, Seb on the queen stick. JP on skulls for gold. And then Showtime on gold checks. Distro of Nerd Cluster. Hive Mind being very helpful. Katie on stripes. Jay, abs, Ian, queen, Andrew on skulls, and lastly, we've got Sean on checks. Nice little day open from blue. Oddly, I'm surprised that Skulls, Andrew, kind of hesitated. I thought if he wasn't going to form mid, or he should have gone to speed a little bit earlier, and then he ultimately decided, yeah, that is what I want to do. I do want to get speed. Blue got a pretty dominant open here, and have a gold in lockout right now. They do break it thanks to some excellent work by Sebastian, picking off 2 warriors and forming one of his own mid. That has turned the table. Blue was momentarily on last warrior, but have now rebuilt to a much more stable 2-2 composition. Now 3-2, 3-1. They have their full complement out. Big run through from JP, who was the only warrior on his team, and having that speed advantage was well leveraged against Ian, picking up a queen kill. But I think Ian likes their chances with that snail push they've got right now. Their third warrior's coming up. Looks like gold's a bit on the back foot, despite some really nice plays from the team. Speaking of really nice plays, look at Andrew Greiner cleaning up house right now. Well done, Greiner. Even when you're making good plays, what's the secret? Why does it still feel like we're panicking? It's usually the objective pressure. Katie was pushing that snail the whole time, and even though there were some really good breakout plays from the gold squad, you are still the person who has to respond to that snail pressure. Interesting. I think I like Blue's open, theoretically, more here. They sent 2 workers to mid were uncontested. Now they've got this middle warrior domination, and they're controlling the middle of the map. But once again, a great play by Gold Skulls. That's JP. Taking an egg off of Ian, making him think twice. That being said, the good plays, in the context of objective pressure, if your team's making, good plays and they're making good plays, but one team's objective is pulling away, it's going to favor the team with the stronger objective pressure. Speaking of, 4 out for blue right now, only 5 in for gold. It seems that both teams have kind of contented themselves into a more 2-2. Maybe this wasn't by blue gets to choose the 2-2. Gold doesn't. They're locked out right now and scrambling for a formation, which they don't get it right. Well denied by blue squad, who are looking to escort one more berry in. And here it comes on stripes. There's Katie. Gold Skull stat line, one military kill, yeah, but it was a hell of a kill, so give the man credit. Here we go. This is the last map for this set between these two teams. This is wild. So clearly, Gold has given up their hand. They've shown that they intend to run these dusk berries off the open. And blue is pretty happy to get every formation that they want and play around this snail. They're doing a great job. Concerted effort from Ian, allocating their own time to help out with the snail push, has given Katie a ton of space and lets blue checks collapse down, following the gold military just like that. And that is chef's kiss, just really textbook stuff from checks countering that gold military. Good cleanup, good job by Jay, making sure Seb was unable to rise back to the ceiling there. Jay doing a good job on blue abs there, making sure, well, frankly, bullying Seb. Making sure her routing options were limited and ultimately using his speed advantage to shepherd her down the map. Alone. Crazy. Well done. That is the matchup. We'll go pop over to second cab just to see if there's something going on there. Unfortunately, there is a little bit of action. They're also doing their dusk map, but this is a well-developed dusk map. Berries are getting a little bit more scarce. That snail is all the way pushed back, but gold in a good place to bring this, stabilize this snail a little bit. Both teams 3-1 right now. It's time to rumble. To your battle stations, friends. Great little worker bump by Blue Stripes there. Creates an opportunity for their team. Not quite capitalized by the warrior, but the idea is brilliant and is a huge difference. If you can create military pressure, if you can create objective pressure and be a military asset to your team as a worker, what more can you ask for? Good warriors, I guess. It looks like Blue Skulls wants to form it right, but they could take speed first. They might like that since their only warrior right now is in a dicey situation and now picked up. Any formation from blue would be great. Interesting. This team had such a strong and convincing snail push, and the gold really stabilized the map, brought it back together. That's huge ass from earlier. The team queened by Andy. They just played on previously on blue cab. Swapped over to gold for their this set. Since this is their round 2, they're actually playing Night, Dusk, Twilight. So they have one more map in this set. Let's talk about House of the Bee. these goobers. Brian, Crystal, Bree, Rosalinda, and Nitsa. I think we've got some serious Dallas representation here. And to be redundant, huge ass. Soren, Andy, David, Joel, and Nick. Now you see Nick on gold checks, and then Soren next to him on gold skulls. On the far side is Joel, and on the inside, David. Interesting Twilight Open. It looks like we had a Disrupt from gold and a Berry Runner. And they're looking for either a 3-1 Berry or a 2-2 Berry Disrupt Open. Both of them very neat formations. A bit more atypical. But Twilight leaning so heavily to berries right now. Makes sense that even in a 3-1 composition. Wow, big run through by Blue Queen there. Well done. Both teams have made some pretty substantial progress in filling their hives. I kind of like Gold's military pressure here a little bit more. It seems like Blue Queen has to work a little harder with her movements. She's just being discouraged so much more by the opposing military. That being said, has an ag advantage. So that pressure hasn't bared eggy fruit yet. Right now, plenty of passive map, gate tags for Blue. Unable to deny it right speed, but that was really close. Escorting berries in her own hive. Blue Queen's really on it. The trouble is she needs her military to be able to slow down these gold workers, and even as she's killing gold military, she's just creating another worker to run the berry. A true Killer Queen Hydra. Gold could have been 2 out. Opted to not run the low this time. I think will in this case since they missed their last opportunity. Wow. Interesting micro by Gold Skulls there over in the right rope, who's trying to find entry to both Hive Guard and create escorts. The speed will help them with that. Make big runs around the map. Soren putting the team on their back a little bit here, buying time, getting queen kills and escorting. Well done by the Gold squad. Blue had a very convincing berry push there, and it was not to crack it all up to Soren, but plays like that where you can be influential in like a diversity of ways, not only buying your team time, making the enemy queen a little more timid, making their warriors, their hive guards think twice about guarding your berries. Very influential and very fun to watch. We're going to swap over to Cab 1, which is active right now. I'll be catching up here. Looks like this is map 2 of this set. Spoilers versus Free Agent. Spoilers we already saw. They were just on this cab, but on gold. They've swapped over to blue, and now Free Agent TBD have joined the fray. Top berries for blue is very convincing, especially with all this passive map. Their warriors do not fear death, because they are content to run those berries instead, or reform if they really felt like it. Now we'll get to join a map not in medias res as we watch their Twilight map start. This will be the last map of their matchup. Let's talk about Free Agent TBD. The breakdown. Alec, Jackal, Wallace, Orlando, and Heather. I know multiple people on this team are from Jacksonville / South Florida, though it could be a full full Florida, Greater Florida contingent. Okay, both teams with one warrior, trying to get a lot of value out of their one. It's the skulls on both squads. Blue Skulls uses their speed advantage to pick off their gold counterpart over in Blue Hive and escort a couple of these berries in. Well done. That being said, that one warrior being over in their own hive puts Sebastian, the Blue Queen, on Hive Guard duty. A misallocation, if you ask me, but if Sebastian's going to be escorting berries and cleaning up the last, or not Sebastian, excuse me, I think that might have been JP, cleaning up the last queen kill, that's a high-value speed form. JP, definitely worth investing speed in, it seems, based on his performances these last 2 matches that we've gotten to see. JP would have been Blue Skulls here. Yeah. Looks good. Good stats, good stats. Checking on Cab 2, which may have started another matchup at this point. Looks like they're staging. We'll stick around with these fellas. Nerd Cluster we've already seen, of course. This is the Ian, Jasisk, Sean, Griner, Katie squad that we saw recently over in Cab 1. And then Soned B is the Amanda squad, flanked by Nikita rather, Alice, Jason and Kunal. Looks like we've got Miss the Mikros over on Blue Stripes there. Amanda, of course, queening. Kunal on abs, blue abs. Sean on, nope, looking at the wrong team. Jason, excuse me, on Blue Skulls. Which means Alice must be tucked over on Blue Checks. This will not be a warm-up. Dominant mid open by Gold Team, but they decide, I'd rather have a second speed. If you ask me, I prefer to form mid. I like my slow warrior. I like the instant pressure. You can usually use it to collapse the enemy queen's position or really make the enemy's safe sweat as they try to protect their speed worker. But great stuff from Ian. Off to a wonderful start with their team. Big dominant map control. One speed warrior for Blue is a bit of a saving grace, but they've lost that now. Good job by Jason, buying a lot of time and tanking a lot of military pressure from the gold squad. But it is a lot on Amanda's shoulders right now. She's doing what she can, but on last, there's only so many tries you get. Really good lockout by the gold squad. Or rather, military advantage into lockout. They spent a lot of time with 3 warriors to Blue's 1. And pushing Snail the whole time. There's a recent trend of opening 4 military on day, for instance. But they were doing all that military pressure and had Snail running, which is just very dominant. Ooh, very important deny by Amanda here, who has prevented Gold from getting a warrior until just this moment. We've got Skulls coming out of right with speed. But initially, Gold was warriorless in their open, and that could have shaken out a lot of different ways. Gold has definitely stabilized, and boy, have they. 3 speed warriors? They are investing. This might have been like a speed disrupt open. I did not pay attention to how the workers were allocating, but I'm guessing if they weren't middle, they were probably investing. Interesting. So have hive pressure, because we've got some speed berry runs going in by, can't quite see. I think it's Katie on gold checks there. Memory serves. Her diligent objective pressure is making headaches for Amanda, who is trying to hive guard and form a hive guard and see if she can push her own objective. But plays like that make it very hard. Great job working with Blue Skulls there, working with Jason to get a queen kill on Ian. I hate to say it, but now blue has a win condition. That queen, Ian, is arguably blue's chance back into this map, especially if they have to make Ian make plays around this snail. No doubt Ian will send the warriors in first and be above to counter and pick off where they see fit. Well done by the gold squad, responding to that snail just in time. On last berry, they can run this snail until blue is complacent, so long as blue's not progressing berries or making big investments in military, for instance, investments in speed and then military, because that's what Ian would be concerned about. But if Ian plays forever, gold is in a very good state right now. That could be a big ask from your queen. I think blue doing a very good job of knowing this game state is very simple. We must control this space, right main, over gold hive. We must stop them from running this one last berry. And they're doing a very good job of it. When your game plan, when the map is simplified, sometimes the decision making gets a lot easier. What's not easy is blue checks having to deal with all of that escort pressure. 2 warriors escorting that last berry in without any air support while Amanda was doing a tagging run. Honorable, thank you for your service. Was not to be today. Great stuff on that night map. We'll be heading over to dusk for the last map of this matchup. Or maybe not. Maybe they're, I don't know. They've turned around. Maybe they're done. I'm going to go over to Cab 1, which is going to play a game. This is active right now. I think we are starting a new match. Starting on dusk. Interesting. Blue did not tag their side gate heading up to this wrap open. Curious. That being said, the mirrored wrap open and good military work by these gold warriors has given this snail room to chug. We've got Nick M on the snail ride right now. He popped and might be looking for speed, or at this point to reform since gold is on last warrior. Soren being the only warrior for their team, thank goodness a speed allows Soren to clean up some warrior kills along the way. Nice little outplay. You love the replay system. You can see David got had a cheeky little micro play against the blue queen here. And Garzon really trying to control like her options. You can see he's kind of like locked into this like left side of the map triangle assignment. I love zone killer queen. I'm a big fan, especially for, or I guess primarily I appreciate zone killer queen for blue checks, gold stripes. That far outside position. I really like to just play a certain region of the map and try to play it well. Let my team move around to the rest of the map if need be. A good snail push, but they've only got 1 warrior to support it right now. A second, blue and gold simultaneously reforming. Like usually you expect that to mean just a lot of queens picking up kills. And I imagine we'll see that in the stat line after this map. Wild choices by the blue squad, or gold squad, in approaching that gate. Not Andy, the queen, going low to deny the worker, thinking that the blue, I don't know, there's some mind games. It's not, it's above me. I was surprised to see the gold squad approach that right formation in denial the way that they did. Good collapse on the snail finish. Secures dusk map. All right, friends, on to Twilight. For map 2 of this series, we'll see if the free agents can muster an answer to that good, strong performance from Gold. Their answer appears to be 3 berry runs. Gold allocating 1 worker in the open to disrupt through the wrap, which is not foreign to me. I opened that for Magfest. Great stuff from Soren, using that speed to hive guard and bully the blue queen. Really good stuff. Man, I don't have to say more. They make it easy for me. The last map of this matchup will be Day, which will be starting right now. Okay, both teams only send 1 mid. Interesting. So Gold sent 1 below mid to disrupt. And Blue actually sent a 2nd speed through some interesting routing. And yet, it is Gold who has all of the speed. Blue looking to get a single warrior formation in this lockout state. Big breakthrough. A formation could happen at right if she can mute. No, mid would be the way to go. Don't come back. It was dangerous. Lucky enough to pick off a warrior and escape with her egg. Blue queen is a formation at left. Okay, we take it. We got one up. And get one back. Little invincibility magic over under Blue Hive. This is still a very dicey situation. Unable to keep the warrior up to secure additional formations. It was picked off. And that's what she wrote for this matchup. Let's go take a peek over in Cab 2. Looks like they're also waiting for a new match to happen. Socrates jokes about keeping this tournament on schedule. We're doing fine. We're doing 1 round of groups. This is it. We're almost done. I'm about to punch out. Bree's tidbit. Her favorite cheese is Brie, because she really likes it. Terrific. Okay, no matches happening right now. We are chilling until we get some games going. I think we still have several matches to go. I don't think we've blazed through Group C that fast. If you happen to be just joining us, welcome. Thanks for being here. We're glad to have you watching Group C of Hive City Classic 5 in Fort Lauderdale Glitch Bar. We've got lots of lovely travelers. I think the furthest traveler from Seattle, perhaps, might be Joyce. But people from all over the country migrating to some warmer temperatures in sunny South Florida. Happy to see each other, be with friends, play some silly games. Nighttime group stage at Glitch. I mean, no thank you, comrade. You can get the full SFL experience doing trash sets at Glitch. I personally, after this, will probably... Glitch is a lovely arcade and an incredible bar. They've got phenomenal games, and they have foot traffic like you would not believe. This arcade is so densely packed with excellent games and people coming to play those excellent games that it is hard to navigate where you're trying to get to, especially when you add in all these Killer Queen jabrones fiending, bouncing back between two cabs, trying to find an open spot. That's plenty of at full SFL experience for me. It doesn't need to be competitive play, please. Okay, back on Cab 2. We're getting things kicked off with a Dusk map. Both queens low mid. Looks like it's advantage blue, but like good micro from Gold Queen. She was really scrapping to secure some early advantage for her team. I don't know how worth, as the open has developed, we see blue coming ahead militarily, but before I speak, we've got speed conversions. Oh no, these are slow conversions for gold. They were hoping to get a speed conversion. Another formation would be big for them. But a nice pick-off might create the space. Great question, Christos. What's my favorite arcade game at Glitch Bar? I will answer when we do not have an active game. I'll come back to that. Stay tuned. 3-1 compliment for blue right now. Gold getting a second warrior out, which is nice, but so much gold military is so low and so separated from this snail right now. They are struggling. It's nice that that warrior picked off the worker, the blue worker, to ride snail before dying. It did delay that snail push by a few seconds as that blue worker respawned and had to get back to snail. I've definitely been in that situation where you are boned, and the best you can do is get the snail rider on your way out. Relate to that. This is a very dominant performance by blue right now. Despite having lost an egg and us being in the stutter zone. Blue military really flexing, showing off the big guns. Multiple speed warriors are making life for the Gold Queen a little more challenging, and when they remember to work off these gold warriors, they're setting up in very strong positions to take them out. That being said, Gold Skulls did some pretty good work on the way out. Formations happening for gold out of left and mid. Look, they're still in this. They're running out of time to turn the tides, but they have set themselves up to do it. They've got two warriors, one of which is even speed, that they can come and collapse around this snail, buy some time. I don't love where our queens are fighting right now because it's over there. And not with your team that you've worked so hard to reform. Favorite arcade game at Glitch outside of Killer Queen? There are some great ones. Some that are no longer here, not presently. High Ally Heroes is a neat one. Not my favorite. A notable one is this little desk kiosk that had a bunch of little mini games. That was really fun. There was a lot of good stuff on there. I'll think more about your question, though, as this twilight happens. Way to hold your ground there, Gold Queen. Oh, she's got one formation, a slow warrior in her own hive right now. I'm sure she'd love to see that warrior, and she does call them over to the blue hive to try to hive guard Getting another formation out of mid is big. Stripes has joined the battle and is trying to support this hive guarding effort. Great run through by Blue Abs. That's Jay. He's just got speed advantage, man. When you're good and you got speed advantage, you can kind of bully your way through the map. Great escorts by Gold Queen here. This is really good stuff. She's got to break into the blue hive and stop them from running their berries. But as far as like what I love to see my queen doing on Twilight, she was doing the right stuff. I think she just needed the complement around her to buy her a little more time. You just need a solid hive guard and maybe an auxiliary warrior. Buy you a little bit of time to get the win. Make your map rotations. Hit those escorts. One of the things that makes this arcade notable is their penchant for the polycade, which I find neat. I'm not an advocate, but it's neat. And on said polycade, there are some great games. Lethal League, Tricky Towers comes to mind. I've had a lot of fun playing Tanuki Sunset. Strong open from Blue. Really punctuated by that queen kill over near left gate. Blue's just got some speed advantage, and those speed warriors are having a hell of a lot of fun with Gold Queen right now. She gets the better of them over near right, and she has some space to reform her team. Andrew makes a strike at her as she has to try to defend those formations. But she's got her full complement out. 3 warriors, all slow, and they're all getting picked off one by one, except Gold Skulls. Finds some height. Prevents the gold team from collapsing around them. Gets one more up for a trade. Big stuff by Gold Stripes there. Rosalinda popping off a little bit, creating an opportunity for her team to reform out of left now. She's back up. A big play happens. You see the audience respond to this Cabinet 2 matchup that they can see. So far, a bit of a hero of the match. Rosalinda has bought a lot of time for her team, rather space for her team with her outplays. If Gold currently in slow jail, that's fine. We've been wiped. It's nice to just have wings and flap around. But not an ideal game state, of course, with these blue warriors having invested in speed themselves. It is currently, I kid you not, 3 speed warriors on blue versus 3 slow warriors on gold, and you're about to see exactly how it plays out. There's one. And they're sharking, they're hunting. A little bit greedy by Andrew maybe, but just keeping Gold Queen on her toes. Both queens on last. It is a fair, maybe, I don't like that strike, but it's not unfair to strike in this game state. Now it's unfair. Both teams reforming. Both teams with a formation, but once again, Blues was with speed. Goals was slow. Rosalinda up with her slow warrior on stripes right now. Almost able to pick off skulls. Does pick off abs. That's when you call out the heavy hands. You just let them know, hey, I'm slow and I got you. You're mine. Good rotations there by Gold Queen. Not only tagging the speed gate, but stabilizing and crushing that warrior on the challenge. A bit of, I think I'll stand by it. Overstep from Blue. But I suppose if they're free to continue investing and getting back up with speed every time, then these strikes they're taking on the Gold Queen have been consequence-free. And in a game of attrition, yeah, just able to You just need one more. And Andrew gets it here. That's a clever move. I like that move. It is novel to me. Good stuff from these teams. Both cabinets, frankly, synced up right now, finishing games at comparable times and having dead time between them. It's not how it's supposed to work. I'm supposed to be able to bounce back and forth. But right now, both cabs on standby as we get more teams staged to play. I think one of my favorite games at Glitch Bar is Switch and Shoot. I just love the Switch and Shoot cabinet. What a perfect arcade game. I'm so glad they built it. Honorable mention to Armed and Gelatinous, though, as from like the perspective of like a game designer and a game developer, I'm like, this game is whack. It's silly, but I've played it with people, and it has been a very strong memory for them, and I'm grateful for Armed and Gelatinous having made that memory that we get to share now, and fostering that interest in arcade and in, you know, this world that I love so much. Now someone I care about cares about it too. And so I love that. That's when your game can reach out to people, and I don't know. It's that's really cool. So big ups to the Armed and Gelatinous crew. There's lots of great indie games here, and indie cabinets. You have plenty of indie games in, you know, the Polycade, of course, but you've got Deathball, Black Emperor. You've got, oh, interesting one, new, excuse me, the Atari Asteroids Recharged. I had only seen videos of that at IAPA. And then it was here, and I'm like, amazing. That's incredible. I don't think I am very good at the asteroids mechanics. Like playing Cosmotrons, I suck. But very neat game. Nice, crunchy, good gameplay loop. I played it frustrated for a long time, and that's that speaks to the good game design. That even if it wasn't like the right game for me, it got me to keep playing. Very arcade. If you're a skee-ball head, of course Glitch has skee-ball. They've got plenty of retro classics as well, retro arcade classics. Let's hop over to Cab 1. It looks like they're about to get started here, so I think we'll pay them a visit. Ooh, this is going to be a good matchup. This will be fun. This is some characters that we've seen and followed. The free agent squad and Amanda's team. And I think this is the match. This is a matchup that will allow them to be more skill expressive against each other. That's my prediction. My favorite retro arcade game here is Qix. Q-I-X. Sleeper hit. I mean, like, it kind of looks unassuming, but you get to play it. Very simple concept. Pretty intuitive. You can really, I think you can kind of crack it in your first session, and then you start to strategize like, oh, these mechanics are simple. What can I do to be, that is a good strategy? And it looks good. It's pretty. It sounds nice. Little kind of like abstract psychedelic. Love that. Qix. Here we go on Cab 1. They're starting on Twilight for their matchup. Interesting. Both queens kind of opening in this wrap. That seemed to be a move somewhat initiated by Amanda as she went low to try to get under the gold squad. But the gold safe formation was able to collapse in columns down with their queen and kind of catch Amanda on the floor of their own hive. Super interesting. Another pinch by blue. Getting one back on the gold squad, tying up the egg count. This is what I was talking about. This is the matchup where these teams get to show off their stuff. Great stuff by Kunal on blue abs, denying a speed worker run under pressure from a speed warrior above them. But having their own speed was definitely the difference maker in their ability to do that in the first place. I like this formation from blue. They've got a 3-1 setup, kind of 2 in the gold hive. I don't like this. It's a little redundant. I might like the spread of those 2 warriors to be different, but I don't hate the allocation. For instance, you could have one of the speed warriors higher out, guarding like kind of pre-rope, where the workers have to come down. Good stuff by Amanda and co. Picking up the first map of this matchup. We're on to day map now. That's how it goes. Day, night, dusk, twilight, day, night, dusk, twilight. Okay, let's watch this opens. I love opens. Immediate crossover. Loses one worker of her own on the way, but does pick off one worker. I think I would have liked if Blue Stripes opted to form right there. I'm a little biased towards military on day in the open, but given that you lost a worker that presumably wanted to form, it'd be nice to have a warrior forming out of right. In the meantime, while that killed worker respawns, maybe takes speed, you know, invests in their own formation. This rotation from blue warriors is definitely shepherding gold around the map, but gold, the thing is, gold has the resources to deal with this. They've got 2 speed warriors, 1 slow warrior, 2 eggs. Like they've got, they looks like they're getting bullied, but it's not clear why they're being bullied. They have what they need to succeed. We see a bit of an answer from Kunal, who gets a 1v1 on a gold warrior there. A lot of blue military surrounding the gold queen. Amanda goes around to lip in and push her through. A lot of carnage just happened over left gate. A little micro by Gold Queen. All right, putting Amanda on last. Love that for you. I don't like Gold Queen coming to right gate where the block was hot, so to speak. That's for you, John. I would have preferred her to safely path through mid and then to left. At least, you know, getting a little bit more passive map control and giving Blue Queen a chore that left undone gives her team an advantage in formations. Great job by Blue Abs. I didn't like that Gold Queen was spending so much of her time trying to pop snail there when she does need to form. And she has time to pop snail. She doesn't have to do it now. But now, we've got Jason cleaning up the last queen kill. So well done, Jason. And good job, Kunal. Really good stuff from the blue squad here. I haven't been looking at the outside cap allocation. We've got Nick and, or Nikita rather, and sometimes I abbreviate to Nick, and I'm like, oh, there's another Nick I've been talking about. I shouldn't keep saying ambiguous Nick. I should pick the more relevant Nick. Alice! Why am I forgetting Alice? Alice is on blue checks right now. Good formation from blue now. Gold kind of tying it up a little on the risky side, but do get their second warrior, bringing things 2-2. Alice isn't there. That is a deep cut. That is a really, I don't know how many people get that reference, Tyler. I don't know how many people are into lesbian trucker murder mystery podcasts, but I think that's what you're referring to. Big cleanup by Jason. Holy moly, that's called a BOGO. Buy one, get one. Get 2 military pieces. Just trying to counter one. Good run through here. Blue's got what they want right now. Gold playing a little bit more cagey. That's fine. Well, now it's not fine, because now they've lost their last warrior, and they don't have an idea of how they want to meet up for formations. Blue doing a good job of making sure they aren't going to run any berries, no cheeky berries while we're rebuilding here. Formation mid would be huge. This is an unfortunate place to be for Gold Queen. Even if you had gotten a queen kill there, you got to do it 2 more times, and that's rough. I suppose your workers are just trying to create a column of space for you to break out and escape with. But well done, Stoned B. Taking it to the free agent team. A lot of Florida versus Florida there. Well, I guess that's what's going to happen at the Florida tournament. That makes sense. Tyler, can you confirm, is that the reference you were making? I just want to make sure I am appropriately cultured and not mischaracterizing your joke. Let's head over, check on Cab 2. Okay, I'd love to check on Cab 2. There we go. Okay, we got an active game. Big snail bush from Blue right now. Gold with what they need to respond. Well, getting picked off, frankly. Several outplays from the Blue Warriors. Maybe under the duress of this big snail pressure has kind of forced Gold's head. Wait, they're going to flood it in the back. The big rotation. The 5-head macro call. We've got 3 Blue Warriors all escorting the snail. Well, who's guarding the hive? Bam! Well done. I just love that insight from spoilers here. I didn't even get to see them on cab, but I want to give them props for the rotation. Spoilers. Seb, JP, Showtime, Levy, Scoops, the big Florida squad. Well done, gang. I love that call. Big heads up play. Nitsa like pizza. Nitsa. Yeah, I said it right the first time. Somebody's decided to start playing music. I don't know who, what, or how. I've been occupying this DJ booth the whole time. So sorry if that affects the audio quality here. This is, I kind of like these stats. These are some fat stats. Snail per minute. Average game length. Berries per game. This is good. Now I've got to Google this reference that I was thinking of. Okay. What I was thinking of, Tyler, was the podcast Alice Isn't Dead. So that was a bit of a stretch from me, to be fair. I was kind of doing a bit of word association. And John, can they make the music sadder? They can make the music more pathetic. We had butt rock last night. That was, oh yeah, we're doing good. Good, I got water. Great. There was a while where last night, that was, it was packed at Glitch Bar per a Friday night. And all of a sudden, I'm in like a funny purgatory of like wanting to play games, waiting to play. When I play terribly, you know. KQ player hell. And it's packed. There's so many people having a great time. And all of a sudden I realized like they're just playing like Creed and like a bunch of other butt rock. And I'm like, did somebody tip off the DJ to like play some shitty music so everyone leaves and like the Killer Queen people can selfishly enjoy Glitch to themselves? Apologies. Well, not apologies to all the butt rock enthusiasts out there. More just a why? Why is that what you spend your ears listening to? You know? Ooh. That's an interesting stat. Worst map, Night for both teams. Military KD perfectly matched? That's interesting. Interesting. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. You can't believe I'm not into Can You Take Me Higher? Sorry, I don't want to get this stream copyright struck. That's all you get from me. No, yeah, I'm not into that. That's I mean it is what it is. I think that's why butt rock is so successful. It is what it is. No one has to hate it. Yeah. Let's just go. We are looking at Cab 2. Well, we keep doing this very funny thing of like 2 matches at the same time. Pause. 2 matches at the same time. Pause. I get it. It happens. Running tournaments is hard. If I had to, let's just take a peek at Cab 1 real quick, because there are some cool people over here. Ooh, yeah. This is gonna be fun. I think I'd like this one. Let's go. House of the Bee, Stone Bee. That's what we just did, right? No, it was the free agent team. We've followed Amanda's story enough. We'll pick up with Amanda's story in bracket. I wanna. I almost said I wanna see more huge ass. Not getting clipped on that one. Yeah, this is a much more compelling matchup to me in this moment. Sparrow, your goat. You have interesting goat choice. Not a knock on Sparrow, just... Griner better looking than Monker. All right, let's talk about the game, dog. I mean, to be fair, both of these players are playing. We've got Nick Monger on blue stripes, Andrew Griner on gold abs. I don't know if you're talking about look. I imagine you're talking about handsomeness and not their performance today, for instance. How superficial of you. Both teams with substantial berry progress. We're not panicking yet. Gold able to take another map rotation, make sure they can form, and blue cannot. Despite this, blue able to form one more out of right, and that's probably all they're going to get. Maybe all they want. Well, now they will want one more. Blue in a bit of a toughie, though they are able to get, they are still even on berries. It's just Andy Queenan on the Hive Guard. Oh, we've got some support. That's lovely. We've got Soren, who was able to form somehow, or come from the Aether, to support this Hive defense over on the right side of your screen. I don't love Andy 1-for-1ing because of what you're seeing happen at mid-gate. Gold just gets the ladder out for free. And Soren is just like, don't worry, coach, I got it. I'll 1v4. I'll win the game. You take the other queen out, I'll take their team out. That might be too big of a vote of confidence for Soren. Blue queen being on last is, or rather, gold queen not being on last does not bode well for that game state. I kind of like the idea. The idea being, okay, this gold hive is an inevitability. Let's see if I can hit an escort. Right idea. And instead, Gold Stripes, being a cheeky little dog, gets last queen kill on a stinky stick. But well done there, Nerd Cluster. I want to make sure I give props to the right person. Sean. Yeah. Sean hit that little stick, I think. Yeah, Katie will be on checks here. Day map. Oh. Well, that colors the open. It colors it mostly blue, as you can see by the gates. These queens just standing vertically on top of each other. Vertical stalemate. Who's on Gold Stripes? Yeah, I think that's Sean. Because our choices are Ian, Jay, Sean, Griner, Katie. Everyone else is accounted for. By process of elimination, it must be Sean on Gold Stripes. You would like that stick, wouldn't you, John? Stand on the floor and hit your 3-tapper. Nice little pick-off by Ian on that Speed Warrior. That momentarily wiped the blue team. I gave Gold Squad a little bit of guff with my sassy opening comment, and yet, look at what they've done. Look at what they've done with the place. It's terrific. So much map control, so much military dominance. The Speed Warriors to boot. The snail pressures. Now blue wiped. An excellent pickoff by Ian. All right, I still, you know, the GOAT claims are strong, but maybe he can be your GOAT. Maybe Ian can be your GOAT. John. Had an excellent map. Well done, Ian and the rest of Nerd Cluster. Taking a bit of a sour. When life gives you lemons on your day open, you make a lemonade snail push. Yeah, I appreciate the shout out to Sean. I'll track him a little bit in this upcoming map. See how he's doing. Give him a little attention. We're on tonight, friends. Sean, the person we are tracking for what it's worth, is on Gold Stripes. And they're opening Hex Pick with abs. A little bit delayed. I think it might be an intentional stagger. I will be generous and say it's an intentional stagger so that they don't both die to an early queen dive. I see you. I don't mind that play. That was a pretty solid play. If you got a declump from a warrior, let your Speed Warrior get out. As a slow warrior, you make the queen hit the tech check. I respect that choice big time. Looking to support additional formations, maybe left would have been a good choice. But that's now compromised, and Sean's in a bit of a pickle trying to waterfall away from all this blue military, who didn't chase him down the waterfall, interestingly. I expected that pressure to follow them down, and man, escaping. Sean escapes with his life. Ian pays for it with an egg. I guess the slow warrior was not the priority target in that exchange. I didn't even see how Sean made it underneath that whole engagement. A big pinch. Finally, Sean loses his life. And now Ian not scrambling. Plenty of time to make a poised choice at where to go for a meetup. Having picked off 2 blue warriors along the way, had tons of space to get a formation. And unfortunately, countered well by Andy. Picks up last egg. What happened here? I don't know. No. I feel like the map settled for a moment, and the anxiety of like, oh, can't sit still, must move, set in, and we got antsy. Believe in yourself, comrade. You have what you need. Great matchup. Let's go peek over at Cab 2, see what she's looking like. Nothing. But maybe it'll happen. I don't know. We're on pause. Any more questions about Glitch Bar? I love talking about this venue. I'm thinking about like which game I had the most fun playing here. That's not Killer Queen. Not Killer Queen. I have a lot of fun playing Lethal League on the Polycade. I got a game or two with Hogan earlier, and that was a blast. Lethal League, great game. All right, for all you ASMR heads, here's me drinking from my water bottle. You can tell that's a joke from how much background noise there is here. I can't leave Garcon's tidbit on this stream. Sorry. Yeah, I can't wait for our community to take itself so seriously that we start censoring hive mind tidbits. These are the map counts up here underneath the team's banner. I think that is their total map count, which is helpful in trying to gauge how a team's been doing in the group, how they're shaping up against the competition. And if we follow that, this might be a slightly more compelling match to watch. Of course, Huge Ass doing great. Only dropping 2 maps to Ian and the gang. Spoiler is actually having a very strong run in this group so far. Congrats to them, taking it to the Group C. Let's see if they can keep their momentum going. All right, we're not going to see. We're going to go back to Cab 1, which has got some games on it. I so wish that people would stick that initial vanilla form mid. When your team wins mid, just do it, dog. Why do you think we fight over mid? It's because there's value in forming mid. I know, there's all kinds of theory crafters who disagree with me. Plenty of people who've been playing the game longer and are smarter than me. But in principle, form mid. That's what I think. Man, gold is really doing it. Blue, okay. We've got a blue warrior, kind of doing a little bit of work, getting some picks, buying some time. Another formation from blue. It's going to help out. I think it was a little early to go. I would have loved another tag it right before we approach that snail, comrade. Now we are in Desperation. Nice pick. Hey. Oh, you were doing it. Well done. I feel like because I don't have a co-commentator, my commentary is erring towards just talking to the players, which is probably rude. They might not like that. Let's go take a peek at Cab 2. Nothing. They're still thinking about it. Well, great. More of Cab 1 then. Let's talk about these homies that I keep talking to. Nerd Cluster, we've been with them. But free agents, I haven't given them enough attention. Alec, Jackal, Wallace, Orlando, and Heather. Like I said, plenty of Florida representation in this crew. And notably, a couple people, this is kind of like we have this bad habit as people running tournaments of putting all the people working on the tournament on the same team. This would be one of those teams. I know Heather and Jackal have done a lot for this event, and I'm very grateful for all the work that they've been doing. Kicking butt, both as organizers, volunteers, and on Cab. Now, this is a very interesting game state. If blue is able to stabilize the berries, that snail push is going to feel real good. But if our berry situation, if we don't like that, if we don't feel confident or we're getting bullied out, this becomes a lot more Gold's game. Okay. This could be blue's game. We need a hive guard. There's a bunch of people that want to run berries on Gold right now. So let's just do some dominant map control, tag these gates. Unfortunately, Gold forming out of mid. They're a little urgent about it. They could have invested in a speed or two. They've got all day. Not all day. That snail was there, to be fair. But blue could use some formations. And I think there was maybe an under-allocation of map tagging from the blue queen in that sequence. I might have liked... Ouchie. Might have liked to see a little bit more of that. Cool. At this point, it feels rude to go look at Cab 2. We'll take a peek. I think it best that I stick with Cab 1 just since we get the full set. But it looks like we'll have plenty of staggered time on Cab 2 before afterwards as well. Ooh, this is a weird open from blue. Oh, that's how you open safe, huh? Okay. Not so weird. I thought it was weird, but it turned out to be very chill. Just not the usual lineup positions, which is what you can see before the countdown ends, you know. And it's what I am scrambling, trying to take all in. Good stuff from blue. They got they got their formation, you know. They've lost a lot of the passive map control. We got Alec, I think, kind of pinned down over on left side of map. But has what he needs. He's got his speed gate. He's got his win gate. Good job answering that warrior. Good job trusting yourself. Yowza. Yeah. Skulls didn't come from nowhere, but if you were watching the wrap and watching the interaction of like the workers coming from the wrap, all of a sudden Gold Skull shows up. That is jarring. Okay, over to Cab 2. Instant replay. This is how it went. Ba-ba. Great job, Gold, picking up map 1 over spoilers. right. Nobody picking Hex from blue, even though their queen opened there. Nice pick. All right. Seb kind of doing it. Well done, guy. Really scrapping to create some advantages for his team here in this night open. Unfortunately for him, Soren is up with speed. How's it going, Heather?
My ass doesn't fit in this chair.
Yeah? Do you want a different one?
No, it's fine. Last game.
Yep. This is the last game?
Yep.
All right, last matchup.
We're right on time.
Perfect.
Then trash game.
Yeah, right. I think, I mean, we didn't get to see all of it, but we saw the dominant finish from Gold pushing in Snail on day map. But Blue has had a very competitive night open, has been really taking it to Gold.
Ooh.
A lot of, yeah.
Didn't need to take it.
Impressive that Gold was
Oh my
able
God,
to,
they have a warrior just
I like that Gold was able to slow down these blue berries by kind of fortressing over left gate and get the formations that they were really looking for. Now that they have the formations that they were looking for, what are they going to do with them? They've still got some Hive Guard presence, and I don't think they're going to drop all of that. So they do just kind of leave one or two. On the flip side, they've been running some of their own berries. I don't like Stripes' chance there. Yeah, picked off. And now we're back to one warrior for Gold. It is Soren with speed, importantly having speed.
they're wiped on gold.
Now wiped.
Kill.
Now, with 3 warriors on blue, theoretically, you could escort all of your berries in just faster. That is an extremely tall order, and the likes of a move that Spoilers did earlier against another team. There was an earlier map where Spoilers was on Gold, and they were facing an extremely developed blue snail push on Night. And they were like, oh, we're wiped, but we only need 3 berries. So they just ran all 3 berries, and it was perfect.
Sometimes you just need to do that. Oh.
Lots of micro happening. Good stuff by Blue Skulls. That should be
And
JP.
gold only has 3 berries also now.
Yeah. Wow. JP overheats just a little bit, not unreasonably so. It was a good strike.
He kicked the berry out.
Wowza. Okay. Gold Queen Andy choosing the blue queen instead of the blue hive. Gets dinged for it. Now having to defend against the last berry for blue. And because Gold is also running berries against a hive guard, I would be mindful about this being a pass-through underneath.
Nice. Good game.
Great opportunity created by that worker. Watch Blue Stripes here. Just moving a little bit creates a micro situation that Gold Queen has to respond to. When she does, she pushes out and peeks against Blue Queen. Good stuff. All right, we're tied up. 1-1. Let's see how game 3 goes. Here, you wear the headset.
I wear the headset.
The mic will be between us.
Okay. All right, I have the headset now. And I'll put the mic here. Hopefully you can hear both of us perfectly fine. All right, so this is going to be the last game of pools and groups completely. And we are perfect on time, and it is a 1-1 tie. Taking it to Dust Map. Let's see if they opt for snail or berries. I haven't been watching these games.
That's kind of indicative of
A snail push, yep. And then blue is, yep, doing the berries, yep.
Both teams getting what they want.
Oh, they're fighting over that gate. Yeah, gonna opt to put in a berry. Oh, missed the top berry. Gets a queen kill in the process.
There was a great
That snail is pushing though.
Checks out a really good military bump, and that kind of sealed it for me. I'm like, okay, I like how Gold played that a lot.
Yeah.
better.
Right now, blue is trying to form their warriors and is having a difficult time. They get 1 up. They need to protect that snail at this point.
I think it's important that they play around that last top berry.
Yep.
That if that last top berry goes in, this becomes a very different map.
It is. Yep. Oh, gonna bump it in maybe? Almost. It still goes in.
Yeah.
They have checks watching that snail. Gold is
I do not like Gold Queen.
Queen. I was just gonna say the same thing.
Yes, and here it comes. She calls her team over to her. I would like her to travel the rest of the map, but with all these blue gates.
Yeah, there's a lot of blue gates. Blue Queen takes that kill, or that death rather. Gold Queen is low, getting those speed gates. Yep.
Gold now. Both queens have an egg, so as long as the gold military can control this blue hive,
Yep.
I like Gold's chances on this snail.
Oh,
The last time
they got the.
This changes everything.
Yeah.
If Blue is able to establish the military and stabilize, that's very contingent on Zeb right now.
Yep.
Doing map rotations and hitting beat-ups. They're able to stabilize. They have a really strong chance of winning this. I mean, formations be damned. He's just going to hit escorts.
Yep. Just need escorts, and that Chex is doing work on that snail. Trying to get another warrior up, maybe? They only have one warrior.
This is going to get tough. Warriors.
One last berry. Last berry. That snail, though. They need to go to that snail.
And I think ideally we respond to the snail, remove their win ability off of snail. And then we can coordinate our efforts on a berry push. And if they get sloppy on snail, we keep taking it. You know,
And
you really spread the map that way when you use so much berry pressure.
Yep.
Now, Gold has to spend so much military controlling over
That last
the
berry. Yep.
Now, ideally, it's just one speed warrior. Theoretically, against no military pressure, one speed warrior could arguably hive guard that last berry. But they're
Gold
gonna
is on the last life, too.
That's interesting. Blue has all three win cons. Well, not the snail yet.
Not yet.
I was talking about that hypothetical scenario where they push
Yeah.
snail back.
Oop.
But
Gold is doing everything in their power to stop that last berry. Oh, oh, oh! Go ahead and takes that queen kill. So that does put spoilers at 2-1, and that is it.
that's arguably an upset.
Yeah.
Well done by the Florida
Yeah,
contingent.
very, very great work from spoilers there.
Their map record would indicate that was an upset. Actually, I think they kind of evened things up.
I think
They
it
came to
might.
10, and I think spoilers had they might have 11 map points right now.
Let me go ahead and see. I think it's here. I think it's here.
That was a really impactful, in terms of
There we go.
finishing out the seeds. That was a very impactful matchup to close out on, especially with the score leaning that way. That brought these teams to almost tied.
Really good games.
Spoilers.
Oh, I'm sorry, I clicked the button. Okay.
I'll count spoilers. You count huge ass.
3, 9. They have 10.
1, 2, 3. Hold on. 5, 8. I have 8 for spoilers. So add
Wait,
that.
we're missing a game,
Yeah,
aren't
you're
we?
missing a round.
Yeah.
Actually.
That's my bad.
all
It's
good.
not the best one.
It's close. That was a very good matchup, and the performance from spoilers made the final seeding coming out of groups even closer between those two teams.
Alrighty, I'm gonna go ahead and make this announcement. Can you hand me the? Thank you.
Thanks for being here, y'all.
You may stage exit.
Yeah. Exit stage left.
Yes. All right, let me try. I don't know if it's on. Hello?
No.
Hello?
Yes.
There's like no one here. Is there anyone out there? Oh, they're already playing trash games. They already know. Well, we're gonna go ahead and end the stream, and this is the end of Group C. We are looking at, let me see. The internet doesn't want to work. All right, well, I can't look, so. Alrighty, guys. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream and restart it, and we're going to go ahead and just do some trash games now. Everyone is already fiending? I can't think of the word. Everyone's already on the cab playing. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream, restart it for trash games. Thank you, everyone, for watching.